Ron Skokandich for the North Bergen Magical History Tour. And it's the eve of the Kentucky Derby, and I'm here in Jersey City Heights, the southeastern end of the reservoir. And why am I here the day before the Kentucky Derby? Because in 1837, this was North Bergen. It became Hudson City in 1852, then Jersey City. The reason I'm here is because at one time there was a Beacon racetrack here. 1837 was a mile-long track built by a very wealthy merchant, Cyrus Browning, in 1837. Now, it was a huge track. It had a hotel. Actually, the hotel and the grandstand were all one. They were connected. But it opened in 1837. Unfortunately, it was a recession, and it did not fare well that very first year. Now, Browning was a very innovative guy, a promoter, entrepreneur. The next year, he introduced harness racing here as well. And probably the greatest race that occurred here was in 1839, a 3-mile race featuring a horse called the Flying Dutchman, who broke a record then of doing 3 miles, 7 minutes and 32 seconds. Now, the track was huge. It could accommodate up to 15,000 people, they say. Now, what Browning did, though, was, at the time, foot racing was very popular here and in England. And in 1844, he staged a foot race from 3 of the great British runners and 3 American runners. One being John Barlow from England, and John Gildersleeve, a champion here in the United States. Now, the race drew even more than 15,000 people. They snuck in, they climbed over the gates. Browning's, they charged onto the track. Browning had security people on horseback that mowed over these people. It was a lot of chaos, but anyway, it was a huge success. Gildersleeve actually won that race, the American. They staged a comeback race, a second match, and it received just as much fanfare, with Barlow, the Englishman, winning this time. Over the years, there was, the next couple of years, there was still some more races, foot races, but they didn't garner the attention that the first 2 did. And oddly enough, Browning also introduced steeplechase racing, the first ever in the United States, here at the Beacon in North Bergen, New Jersey, in 1844. Now, one of the races that day, one day in 1844, Browning's horse, the jockey, the horse's name was Hops, the jockey got ill, and Browning decided to ride the horse. Unfortunately for Browning, Hops threw him, and he received massive head injuries. They tried to save him. Matter of fact, back in those days, if you had a traumatic head injury, what they often would do was drill a hole in your head called bloodlighting to relieve the pressure. Obviously, it didn't work. Browning succumbed to his injuries, and shortly thereafter, the demise of the track happened. Apparently, the track probably wasn't really making money. It should have, is why it probably didn't continue, because if it had been making money, somebody would have picked it up. But just another great piece of North Bergen history that's been lost. And so this is the Jersey City Heights, which was North Bergen back in 1837. Remarkable stuff, not only in North Bergen, which has a great rich history if you've seen my other videos, but all of Hudson County is just, back in the 1800s, was incredible stuff going on here. So for the North Bergen Magical History Tour, it's me, Ron Skokandich. Remember, don't forget the history.